Is this person actually going to improve and be a star player on the team, or are they dragging the whole team down? That's something only you can answer. Hey guys, I'm Abby Johnson with Matterhorn Business Development. Today, I want to talk to you about how to deal with difficult employees. This is a topic I talk to my clients about all the time on our coaching calls because it is just bound to happen when you've got multiple employees that there is going to be someone in there causing problems. It just happens. It's human nature. Really quick before we get started, I wanted to let you know that we have a free community called Growth Hub for Entrepreneurs. This is a place where you can go, you can interact with like-minded business owners who are also looking to grow their business. You can make posts in there asking for advice, getting different perspectives on the problems that you're facing from people who understand and who are in the same position as you. So check out the link below for that. All right, so first I want to define difficult. What do I mean by a difficult employee? This is someone who is causing problems, maybe causing drama, or they're not performing, they aren't living up to your expectations, they're not actually doing their job, or just something is always going wrong with them. They're always coming to you with problems. I see this so often where I talk to my clients and they may have 10 employees, but one employee is the one that comes up on every single one of our calls because there's just always something new going on with them. This is a red flag. So first of all, you need to have a zero tolerance policy on drama. This is something that is so common when you get a group of humans together. There's bound to be one person in there causing drama and causing problems. I've seen this with probably 90% of my clients, maybe only 80%. I haven't fully calculated it, but I've seen this with the majority of my clients where there is trouble brewing, people getting upset, and there's one person in the corner going blah, 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 talking in everyone's ears and creating drama and creating problems where there don't need to be. Hey, did you hear that this is how much so-and-so makes? Hey, did you hear that the owner Steve is going on a $10,000 vacation when really it's just like a normal cruise that anyone could be taking? Who knows, right? I've seen this so many times. They make things up, they embellish things just to stir the pot and create problems. When this is happening, it can be sneaky because sometimes you don't know it's happening or who the person is. But once you've spotted the person, you have to talk to them and confront them directly and say, hey, I know you've been doing this or saying these things and it's not acceptable here. So you need to cut it out or I'm going to find someone else to fill your job. And I know for some people, some owners are just not confrontational people. They don't want to have these tough discussions, but you have to. This person is extremely toxic to your workplace. They're bringing down all of your employees. And the longer you sit on it, the longer they are doing damage to your business. The other thing I would say about this is this needs to be part of your company culture. We've got some other videos on this topic, but you should have a company culture where you have written out kind of the rules and values of your business. This is going to vary per business, but my suggestion is to make number one, zero tolerance on drama. We do not accept drama. We do not accept bad talking other employees. We do not accept whatever you want to call it. And that way, the expectation is set from the beginning. So as soon as someone starts working there, they know that that's your expectation, that they're not going to do this. Now, usually the people who are prone to have this behavior of sitting in the corner blabbing to everyone, usually they're going to end up doing it anyways, but it's a lot easier to have that conversation when you pull it out and you say, hey, look at our number one rule. You're causing drama. It's unacceptable here in this business. So this is something that you have to be really firm on and not allow to continue in your company. So this next point applies to the person who's kind of underperforming, not meeting your expectations, not doing the job in the way you want, or maybe is one of those people I mentioned in the beginning where just something is always wrong. They're always bringing problems to you, that sort of thing. So in this scenario, you have to sit down. And again, these are all hard conversations with difficult employees. That's going to be the solution, is having a hard conversation. But you have to just be clear and say, look, I hired you to do X and I expect you to do X in this amount of time or in this way, whatever it is. If you can't do that, just let me know now. Or if you can't do that, then I'm going to have to find someone else to do that job. You can also also, be helpful and say, is there a reason you're not able to do that? Do you need more training? Do you need more resources? And try to support the person. You don't have to be mean about this, but you just have to be clear. Because the other thing is sometimes expectations aren't set. You can say, hey, I want you to mail out 1,000 mailers, and the person might take 6 months to do it because you didn't say, I want 1,000 mailers to go out this month. So you have to make sure that you are being clear in your expectations with the employee. All right, the next thing you need to do is you need to be able to set boundaries. So for example, I had a client, he had about 25 technicians in the field. They had a manager that they could go to, but what was happening was he had a really good relationship with everyone. He would text everyone. He would stay in touch with all of his employees, which was really great. But what happened was this opened them up to come to him with problems that should be going to their manager. So first of all, they would bring drama to him and say, I saw Susan doing this and blah, blah, blah. And I saw Carrie doing this and blah, blah, blah. And then they would also ask for silly things like, hey, can you correct my timesheet? I forgot to clock out. Things that the business owner should not be doing. If there's a manager in place, then you don't need to be doing that as the business owner. So basically what he started doing was saying, hey, I got that you need your timesheet fixed. You need to take that to the manager and she's going to fix it for you. And after some time of repeatedly doing this, same with the drama of, hey, I understand that you're having a problem with this coworker. Please bring that to the manager and she's going to handle that with you. So after kind of establishing this over time, eventually he stopped getting these sort of texts and messages. So especially if you are in a smaller stage right now, I would make sure you set those boundaries from the beginning. You can definitely be accessible as a business owner and talk to your employees, especially if they have a problem specifically with their manager or something like that, or they want to give you some feedback or something like that. But if they're bringing you things that should be being handled by their manager or someone else in the business, then you need to be redirecting them there right away, or else they're going to keep bringing these things to you. All right, so this next point I kind of mentioned already, but basically just offer help if that is what is needed. If someone needs extra training, make sure they get it. If someone needs extra support in some way, make sure they get it. If someone is having a personal problem and you can accommodate for their personal problem, go ahead and do that. But you need to assess if your accommodation or if you're helping and kind of overextending yourself, if it really makes sense. So is this someone that is worth investing in or making changes for or giving more time and energy to, or do they just need to be let go because they're not the right fit? Is this person actually going to improve and be a star player on the team, or are they dragging the whole team down? That's something only you can answer, but you need to take a step back and really assess that without getting too emotionally involved with your personal relationship with the employee. So finally, the hardest part, which is knowing when to cut the cord. This is something I have to talk people through all the time because a lot of my clients are really kind humans with big hearts and they want to help their employees. They really care about them. They don't like firing people, but you've got to know when it's time to cut the cord and let them go. Sometimes it can be really hard. I had someone where they had an employee who'd been working for them for 20 years and they kept hanging on to her. And, because it'd been 20 years, they had established a personal relationship at that point. But when we were looking at all of the facts, she was not performing. She was not doing her job. She was not actually getting better. And all that was happening was she was bringing excuses as to why the job couldn't be done. So my client finally let her go, which was very hard, not a fun conversation, right? But as soon as they let her go, the statistics of the business started going up. More money was coming in, more patients were coming in, the business was doing better, the team was happier because they didn't have this negative person in the business bringing the whole team down. So I know it can be really hard. Firing people is not fun. I think the only people who like firing people are some weird sadistic people, but most of my clients don't like it and I understand. I don't like it either. But you have to think about the bigger picture and how this one person is affecting your whole team, how they're affecting your customers, how they're affecting your profitability. And you have to make the decision that is the best for the greater good of the company as a whole. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. If you're constantly running into problems with your employees and you're kind of stuck in growth and not profitable and struggling, or any of those things that I just listed, click the link below and you can book a free profit assessment. We'll go over the biggest problem in your business and come up with a plan together of how to tackle that problem and explore if our coaching is right for you. So check that out below.